The first thing we have to do after creating the configuration file with Terraform is to run the Terraform init command. The Terraform init command will check the configuration file and initialize the providers needed to let the Terraform interact with the infrastructure. As long as we still work with the same providers, there is no need to execute this command again. For example, we can add in this configuration file a resource block for creating another file. So here, let's add a new resource block. And here we will make use of the local provider again to create a new file. Let's give our resource a name. For example, I will call it just count. Now let's move to the arguments. So for the file name, I will call the file count.txt, and for the content, I will store in this file this value 50. Okay. Now, since the local provider was already initialized from the last time when we create the first file, there is no need to execute the Terraform init command again. So let's run the Terraform plan command to see the execution plan. So here Terraform will create a new resource which is of type file with this name count. We are happy with that, so let's run now the Terraform apply command. So let's confirm by entering yes. And here a new resource was added and there is no resource changed or destroyed. Okay. And here we find the count.txt file with this content. Okay. So as long as we still use the same initialized provider, there is no need to run the Terraform init command. We will use now another provider called random, which is a logical provider, and that means that it works entirely with Terraform's logic and it doesn't interact with any other service. Using this provider, we can create a set of resources such as a random ID, a random integer, and some other resources. Here we want to use the random provider to generate a random integer. So let's add here another resource block, and here we will use the random provider to generate a random integer. Okay. So let's give our resource a name, for example, random int. And the arguments are required here for the random integer resource are the min and max arguments. So let's set the min to 10, for example, and max, we will set it to 20. So here using the random provider, we will generate a random integer between 10 and 20. Okay. If we run the Terraform plan command now, we will get an error telling us that we are using a provider that is not already initialized, which is the random provider. So here, if we run Terraform plan, we get this error because the random provider was not initialized. So let's initialize this provider using Terraform init. Here the output of this command shows that Terraform installed the random provider with this version, and it makes use of the local provider that is previously installed. Okay, so whenever we make use of a new provider that is not already initialized, we have to run the Terraform init command to initialize this provider. And if you check now the content of this folder, the .terraform folder, we now to see that now we have two providers, the local provider and the random provider. So let's now run the Terraform plan command again to see the execution plan. So Terraform plan. So here a new resource of type random integer will be created. Now let's apply this plan using Terraform apply. So let's confirm by entering yes. So now a random integer was generated. You can check the integer that was generated using the Terraform show command. So here this command shows detailed information about the resources that was created. And here in the bottom we find the random int resource. And the generated integer is the value of the result attribute, which is 17. Okay? So what we have to know here is that as long as we make use of the same provider that is already initialized, there is no need to execute the Terraform init command again. We have to run this command only when we make use of a new provider that is not already initialized. Okay? So that's it for now, and see you next time.